So I'm slowly becoming the spokesperson for postpartum against my will. But out of all the things that we should gatekeep, postpartum should not be one of them. We speak a lot about postpartum depression, postpartum anxiety, but before we even get to that step, I think there's a lot of things that we can do. And one of them is just spreading the truth about postpartum and what it really feels like. And I think having that awareness is probably going to prepare someone mentally to what postpartum really is, because getting thrown in the thick of it, it's a lot. Now, I was well prepared for labor and delivery, and I started training my body even before I got pregnant. So I really felt empowered and strong during my pregnancy. But this video is going to be about 10 things that I did not expect to happen during postpartum. Let's go. Before we get started, I have to warn you, this video is probably gonna be a little graphic. I mean, as women, we don't even talk about us passing gas because it smells like flowers, right? Which makes it even more difficult to talk about all the changes that are happening to our bodies postpartum. But we're gonna get into it though. Now, the first obvious thing is the emotional roller coaster that you're going to be on. Postpartum recovery is not just about the physical, it really is about the mental. Many of us experience a roller coaster of emotions, and I know I did. And I really had to catch myself before I went too far out the deep end. You have this new life you need to take care of. There's a lot of overwhelming information. You have your parents breathing down your neck, giving you outdated information. You're trying to listen to the medical staff. You're trying to take care of this new life. You're trying to connect with your partner still, trying to take care of this new life. It's a lot. And mentally, I can see how a lot of women can just shoot over the edge. And I just want to say, make sure that you have a good support system, someone that can keep you grounded, someone that you can really talk to so that you can make it through this time, because emotionally speaking, it's difficult. And the hormones really don't help, because you start thinking about things that you just hadn't thought about in so long. Deep questions. What am I doing with my life? How am I going to provide for this child? What should I be doing in 20 years? Just questions that you have no business asking yourself. But once these hormones get into the mix, baby. Now, the second thing that I feel like no one has talked about is when your milk comes in. Girl, breast engorgement is real. The body goes from 0 to 100. I was not prepared for that. And I wasn't prepared for the pain you experience with your milk coming in. And of course, you know, everybody has their own recipe. Put cabbage leaves on your boobs. And I don't know how much that really helps. But if you're mentally prepared, by day 3, there's gonna be a lot going on with the girls, okay? They're not gonna look recognizable, and they are not loyal. They are going to hurt, and hurt a lot. But I am going to say it does get better. Your body is going to adjust in a few days as you feed your baby. It's all about supply and demand. So things are going to adjust. But girl, it's a lot. Now, speaking of breast pain, breastfeeding, that is definitely not something that I considered. I didn't think breastfeeding was gonna be so painful. It's definitely not a dance that you just connect with. Your baby don't know what to do, you don't know what to do. It's a whole process. And I saw 3 different lactation consultants before things got better. And I also did body work for baby girl. She had a tongue tie. I had to get those released before things got better. So let me tell you something. Breastfeeding is not something that just comes naturally. You don't know what to do, your baby don't know what to do, okay? So as long as you know, it's going to be quite the journey. It's a breastfeeding journey, okay? And on that note, so many people are going to see the girls. Complete strangers are going to be handling your boobs, shoving your boob inside this baby's mouth. People that you've never seen. So get used to people seeing your private parts, seeing your body, handling your body, because it's a very intimate moment with the hospital staff. Okay, let me just put it that way. Okay, now this next one, your first poo or your first sneeze. Oh my God, I will never forget. I will never forget. I don't even want to go too much into it, but that first poo, how come no one talked about it? How come no one said something? What is the reason? Why are we not talking about this? I had to hold down there, y'all, so that I could go to the bathroom, because I just felt like everything was just gonna fall apart. My entire bottom was just going to fall apart. That's all I'm gonna say. The next unexpected thing is all of the changes that's going to be happening to your body after birth. Your body's not gonna snap back. Your shape is going to be different. You're gonna still look like you are 6 months pregnant. Your uterus is still going to be contracting. The skin on your stomach is still sensitive. And you smell. Huh? I didn't even realize that was a thing. And let me tell you something. I am big on self-care. I am very big on taking care of my body, showering every day. That's my self-care moment. Using all the good smelling body washes and yada yada. But I could smell myself. Houseway. Why? So I just want to say it takes a while for you to start feeling like you are yourself again. And it's okay. You have a new body. Don't even worry about snapping back, because why are we going back? We're moving forward. You have a new body and you should embrace your body. It may take a long time, but I would say do the work that you have to do to embrace and love your body, because you brought a human being into this world. Wow, how powerful is that? It also takes a long time for you to start getting your tone back. I know for me, I am 3 months postpartum and I'm just starting to see, a little bit of tone in my belly, and I'm also back to working out. So that makes me feel a lot better. But just know that your body's not going to be the same, and it's not supposed to be the same. You brought a human being into this world, okay? Remember that. Now, let's take it back to the vajayjay. I don't know if it'll ever feel the same. Vaginal soreness and bleeding is at an all-time high during postpartum. See, I told you there's so much going on. So much is happening mentally, physically, psychologically. It's a mess. But the vajayjay really needs time to heal. And you know what? The vagina is very forgiving, I have to say. Giving that a whole human came out of it. You'll feel a lot of discomfort, and there's going to be a lot of soreness. Your perineal is going to particularly be very sore. And if you're like most women, you probably had some tearing. So there's going to be some stitches, and it's going to be very sore, very painful. So it's definitely a time for you to take care of yourself, take care of down there, because it's going to be different. Ice packs are your friend. Any type of pain relief is your friend. And also, did you know that you could tear towards your labia? Yeah, it will never be the same. Now, this next one may not happen to everyone, but did you know that you could have your period right away? I know a lot of people say that you're not going to get your period for a while because of the hormones, especially if you're breastfeeding, then you're not going to get your period for a while. That's a lie. That's a lie, because I got my period, a couple of months after. There she was. I had just stopped bleeding. There she was. And speaking of which, I don't know if I said earlier, after birth, you bleed for a long, long time. I think I bled for like 5 weeks. And then I got my period after. What did I do to the universe to deserve this? It takes a while for you to start feeling like yourself again. And I want to say the challenge is understanding that your life is not going to be the same. It's not supposed to be the same. You have a new addition to the family, and it's such a beautiful moment. A lot of the time, I think we fight what is happening because we are mourning our old life. And it's natural, it's going to happen, but just know after a while, you're gonna get the hang of it and you're gonna start feeling like yourself. So don't fight yourself, just create space for the new addition in your life. And I think it's going to make it a lot easier to navigate postpartum. Because when all the emotions are at an all-time high, don't fight it. Allow yourself to feel, because you're human and you've gone through a huge transformation. So it's okay to mourn your old life, but make space and accept the new life that you have. And last but not least, it's not love at first sight. Oh, I don't know if I even should say this on the internet. It's overwhelmed at first sight. When I held my daughter, I was just filled with so many emotions. And she was looking at me, I was looking at her, and she was like, who is this person? And I was like, who are you? And I got trust issues. So I was like, I don't know if I can trust you yet, girl. It took a while for me to feel that, how do I even say it? Unconditional love. It really took a little while. It took about a month because you were just overwhelmed. I was just overwhelmed every single day with everything that I was supposed to be doing or not doing, and be careful with this and do that and da-da-da. It was just a lot, and I feel like love didn't come at first sight. It took a little while, and I felt guilty for a little bit, like, is this normal? But then TikTok reaffirmed that it was normal. And I think a lot of us go through this where, I don't know, it just takes a while to really connect with our child. And I actually hear if you had a C-section, it's even longer because it's not the natural process of your child being brought into this world. It still takes a while. I had a vaginal delivery and it took me about a month for me to be like, oh my God, I can't imagine my life without her. But before, I definitely could imagine my life without her. I have to give the disclaimer. It's important to know that every woman's experience is going to be different. Those are just the 10 unexpected things that happened to me. I didn't realize that it was going to be so tough. I didn't realize it was going to be so overwhelming. But you know, I'm almost 3 months postpartum now, and I really see the light at the end of the tunnel. I kind of feel like myself. I have a little routine with her. I'm back to work. So it takes a while, but it does get better. And I just want to send some love to anyone out there who had a baby or is going to have a baby. Just know that you can do it. If you can bring a human being into this world, you can kick postpartum's ass, okay? I believe in you. So check on your friends if they had a baby. And if you are someone who had a baby and you're feeling just overwhelmed, talk to someone. Don't stay in the darkness. Don't let it simmer. Really reach out, ask for help, especially if someone's coming over. Tell them to do things around the house. Voice your opinion, voice your concern, go out if you need to, or just stay in if you don't want to go out. Just do what you feel is necessary for you to go through this time. I'm not saying to go out right away, okay? I'm just saying when you feel like it, when you feel like when you're feeling better, basically, okay? Like postpartum is not just a month or two. Postpartum is a while after birth. Years after birth, you're still technically postpartum. So I just want to say, take care of yourself. Always put yourself first, because you need to put on your own mask so that you can be there for other people. If you want to show up as the best version of yourself for your family, you can't run yourself too thin. You need to recharge. Take the time to do that, no matter what that looks like for you. So I just want to take this moment again to send some love to anybody who's out there who's struggling. Reach out to me if you have to, because it's easier when you have other people in your circle. They say it takes a village, and I don't think it's just about the child. It also includes the mother. So take care of yourself. And this was 10 unexpected things about postpartum. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you have any other questions, leave them down below. But I'm really not trying to be the person that just posts about postpartum, but you guys keep asking for these videos. And I realized that there aren't a lot of people that talk about how difficult this time is. Actually, just yesterday, my mom asked me how the birth was. How did I feel? And I was like, I almost died. And she was like, me too. And I was like, oh, excuse me, you never said anything about how difficult this moment was going to be. And she was like, well, I didn't want to scare you. Huh? I'm telling you, they all remember their births and postpartum experience. They just want grandchildren. I truly believe that. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.